Ashwini, we often keep talking about here on the ET Now newsroom as to how flat the year has been for the Nifty. The stark underperformance, of course, from the mid and the small caps. That's been the highlight of the year gone by, right? Especially the latter part. How much of it could change, Ashwini, as we step into the new year?
Morning, Aisha. Thanks for having me here. I think it's a great question. And, my mind travels back to September of 1994 when the markets had made a high of, with the BSE Sensex at 4,200. Stocks were quite expensive and we were all very young greenhorns and we would put out reports with price targets at 20 times price to earnings multiples. And the next, 3 to 4 years were very challenging because the economy went through a significant, squeeze because a lot of the NBFCs went out of business, liquidity remained tight. There was a Russian crisis and the Asian crisis during that time. The point that I'm trying to make is that, while 1 year seems like a very long period of flat returns, history tells us that this could be much longer. And the reason to my mind is that earnings growth is still elusive. We are all hoping that fiscal 27 will see some improvement in earnings growth with all the cuts in GST that have been put through, with easing of liquidity that's happened. But at the same time, there are imponderables out there, which include, continuing weakness in the INR if gold and silver continue to appreciate, and potential one-off risks from overseas for investor sentiment if all this AI bubble starts deflating. AI is here to stay, I have no doubt in that, but a lot of the investment that's being made is probably not going to bear fruit. And that, I think, will be painful for stock prices. Now, whether that will happen in 26 or 27 or 28, I have no idea. But we are looking at risks out there. And at the same time, there is hope that earnings growth will revive. And in several cases, stocks are down 50, 60% from the highs that we saw a year ago. So on a bottom-up basis, there are opportunities. But on a broad market basis, I think I wouldn't be terribly surprised if we saw another year of +5, -5 and ended up nowhere.